Hello everybody, welcome to Body by Wally's Questions and Answers. My take on the biggest mistakes people make at the gym. I get that asked all the time, and even in today's day and age, and now it's 2019, people make so many mistakes in working out. A lot of applications out there that you can download, a lot of stuff on the internet you can look at, but mistakes are still made consistently, which kind of hard for me to understand and why it's still done, but you just got to remember to stick with the basics. Always stick with just the most basics that you can in any way, shape, or form. Form is everything. You can do a lot of crazy, wild techniques, and there's a lot of good modern day stuff that you could see that people do. But doesn't mean it's effective. It can be popular, it doesn't mean it's effective. You could do tall box jumps, which is fine, but is there a purpose behind the box jumps? So the biggest mistakes people make at a gym is too much talking, not having a set time to come in there. Use the clock. The clock is my favorite training partner. Always on time, never lies. Tell me when it's time to move again. So I look at that clock to keep me going. I could be in the middle of a conversation with someone and I'm looking at that clock and I gotta, only want to catch my breath. I don't need the clock if it's just catching my breath. But if I need, figuring 45 seconds, a minute and a half, minute, 2-minute rest, I look at the clock, and when it's time, no matter if I'm in the middle of a sentence talking to somebody, I go to that back right to that exercise. So it's consistency in the gym. It is having a plan when you walk in the gym, a plan. A lot of people walk into a gym and don't really know what they're going to do. They walk in there and say, okay, what am I going to do today? You've got to have the plan. Remember, it's not the plan, it's the person that works the plan. So you got to have a plan when you go in there, a solid plan, one that's going to work. The biggest thing also is remember that you want to make sure your technique is right. That's why, if at all possible, get a good professional trainer, a good seasoned trainer, that has done it for enough years to really know biomechanics, kinesiology, etc. So they know your movement. So it's the execution of the movement. It's technique means everything. How you're executing, how you're contracting that muscle, engaging your floor, standing solid on the ground, and how you, depending on the movements that you're doing, flexing the muscles, engaging them consciously, keeping the center of your core, your stomach, solid in most exercises to give you support and strength and tone. So it's the technique is so important, that's more than, everybody wants to get to the number. It's okay to have a goal, like, 8, 10, 12, whatever number you're going to be doing, but it's not necessarily to get the number. People want to just say, okay, I just got 3 or 4 more to do and I'm going to crank it out. Well, that's not necessarily the greatest thing to do. Now, it's good to have a goal, so you maybe might not make it to 12 for your goal and the weight and everything, what have you, but so you want to make it difficult to get there. Depending on the workout, you're not going to always go to failure. You're going to stop short of failure depending on your training. So the more important thing than anything else is make each one count. Make each repetition count. Do each repetition as though it's the only one you're going to do for that exercise. You're going to do a dumbbell squat and press. Do it so perfect, it's like that's the only one you're going to do. And that's got to change you. Of course, it's not, but think that way. Don't just slop through it. Okay, I did 12, but how good were they done? Remember, it's not perfect practice. It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. So making sure each repetition counts, all the movements of your body are engaged properly. That's, I think, the biggest mistakes that people do in a gym. Too much talking, too much running around, people on their phones. If you could talk during a good workout, and you can carry on a normal conversation, you're not training hard. You're just not training hard. If you're really cranking up push-ups, pull-ups, and you're like talking to somebody, there's no way you're training hard. And if you are and you're still talking in between, you're not concentrating. Focus on the exercise, focus on the muscle groups, focus on your goal, keep your mind on what you're doing, think about the next routine when you're at the end of that one, instead of just jibber-jabbering or whatever else. Think about that next exercise routine, the next round you're going to do, and concentrate. Engage your muscles, change your body, push it hard, safely but hard. Go with a plan, work the plan, make sure the plan's great, make sure the technique is virtually flawless. Use that clock as your best training partner in the world, and you'll be a better person for it. Thank you all. See you next week.